Hi, thank you for clicking on my video. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to round off decimal numbers. Let's get cracking. To help me explain this concept, I'm going to use several examples. For example, number one. All right, now the question says write 0,26382 to two decimal places. This is key because of this, right? That means I'm going to rewrite that decimal number to two decimal places, right? Now, my answer will be in this form. So it's whatever that is before the comma, all right? And I'm going to put two boxes, right? Why? Because the question says to two decimal places, okay? And therefore, after that, I'm going to underline after a comma two numbers, just simply because the question says to two decimal places. So I did two things. I put whatever number that comes before the comma or decimal point, right? And went back to check what the question says. If it says to two, I put two boxes. And since when it says to two decimal places, I underlined two numbers after a comma. Okay, so that is very important. Now, my answer will be in this format. Let's find out what we need to put in these two boxes. Now, to help me explain that, I need two conditions. Okay, so condition number one. Okay, so for condition number one, if less than 5, right? Therefore, drop numbers in your right. Okay, that is the first condition. Now, condition number two says if equals to 5, right? Or greater than 5, right? Therefore, add by 1 the number that comes right after the underlined numbers. That is your deciding number. In this case, my deciding number is number 3. Okay? Now, this is my deciding number. I'm going to write it here. So, deciding number. So, my deciding number is 3. Okay? So, I'm going to check this against the conditions, all right? The conditions that I have. I have number 3. Is number 3 less than 5? Yes, number 3 is less than 5. Then what do? I drop the numbers on my right. These numbers that are not underlined, I drop them, right? Meaning I'll only be left with 0,26, right? So this is how I'm going to populate my two boxes, 2 and 6. Okay, so this will be my answer. Let's go to the second part. The second part says instead of two decimal places, now let's rewrite to 3 decimal places. Okay, remember what I said. If it's the question says to 3 decimal places, right? What do? You rewrite what you have here, right before the comma or decimal point and put 3 blocks, right? Because of the question says 3 decimal places, all right? I'm going to go ahead and write 0, comma, and put 3 blocks because of my question says to 3 decimal places. Okay, so this is block 1, block 2, and block 3. Okay, now I need to populate these 3 blocks. Okay, that is the first part. The second part is to underline 3 numbers here. The first question we underlined two numbers, only 2 and 6. Now we underlined 3 numbers because of the question says 2, 3 decimal places. All right. So now I underline 3 numbers here. All right. Now, the big question, what is my deciding number? Deciding number. So deciding number. Okay. So my deciding number in this instance is number 8. All right. This is number 8. That number there. Right. Remember, the deciding number is the number that comes right after the underlined numbers. All right. As per the question. Right. Now you ask yourself 2 things. Right. So this is what we're going to compare against the 2 conditions right there. Right. Now, is number 8 less than 5? Right. It does not meet that condition. Then we move on to the next condition. The next condition says, is my deciding number equals to 5? No, it's not equals to 5. Is it greater than 5? Yes, so it's greater than 5. Then what do? We add by 1. What do we add? We add the underlined numbers by 1, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the underlined numbers here, okay, which are 2, 6, 3. And I'm going to add by 1, okay? And then what do I get? I'm going to get 2, 6, 4, okay? So these are the numbers that I'm going to use to populate whatever that I have here, okay? Let's continue. So I'm going to have 2, 6, 4, all right? That is my answer, okay? Now, let's move to the next page. Example number 2, right? Example number 2, right? Example number 2 says, write 0,896, right? 31 to 2 decimal places. Let's recall our conditions. Recall. Okay. So, condition 1, right? If less than 5, what do? We dropped. Okay. Then condition 2, if equals to 5 or greater than 5, what did we do? We add 1. Okay, so keep this in mind. The question says write 0,89631 to 2 decimal places. What is the first thing that we do? This is to 2, right? So the first thing that we do is we rewrite. We rewrite the decimal number and put 2 boxes, okay? Because of this, the question says 2. So I'm going to rewrite, and then put 2 boxes after the comma. So block number 1, and then block number 2. Okay. The second part is to underline two numbers after a comma, right? So I'll have 8 and 9. Okay. So I'm going to underline 8 and 9, right? Now, I have a deciding number, which is a number that comes after the underlined numbers, right? So I'm going to put it like that and say my deciding number. So the deciding number, okay, would be 6. Now, if you check, the number that comes after the underlined numbers is number 6, okay? So hence why I have my deciding number as number 6, okay? Now, the deciding number, this is the number that I'm going to use to compare against my two conditions. Condition number 1 and condition number 2. Okay, let's continue. Is my deciding number less than 5? No. Then I move to the next condition. Is my deciding number equals to 5? No. Is it greater than 5? Yes. So what do? You add. What do you add? You add the underlined numbers by 1. Okay. Now I'm going to have my underlined numbers as follows. So it will be 80. So my underlined numbers is 89 plus 1. Okay. So therefore, what do I have? What do I have? 8, 9 plus 1. That is 90. Okay. So that is 90. Therefore, I'm going to populate into my 2 boxes, right? The answer that I got here. Okay. So what do I have? I have 9, 9, and a 0, right? So if you check, this is 0, 90, right? You put that 0 there. Don't say, 0 is nothing, and then you leave it out. No. If you don't put that 0 and you only put 0, 9, that means this is to 1 decimal place, right? But if you put 0 as per your final answer, right, that means it's to 2 decimal places because you occupied 2 blocks there. Right? So your answer will be 0, 90. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one.